Hi everyone, and thanks for stopping by my channel. Today's video is a what's for dinner video. I'm going to be sharing 3 dinners from our meal plan last week. The first dinner idea that I'm going to be sharing is a Guinness beer chili. To make the chili, you just start with sauteing some onions in a large pan, and then you're going to add garlic, chili powder, cumin, smoked paprika, cayenne pepper, and then you're just going to mix that together and kind of just scrape it off the bottom. It's going to look a little crazy at first, but it comes together. So yeah, once you scrape that off the bottom, you're going to add your pound of ground beef and then break that up in the pan and kind of just incorporate the spices and ground beef together, and make sure that's kind of just mixing nicely. And then you're going to cook that until it's not pink anymore. And yeah. Okay, so once your ground beef has browned, then you're going to add your can of Guinness. I think mine was a 14-ounce can, and I think the recipe said 11 ounces. I'll link the recipe in the description box below, but either way, I just added what I thought was 11 ounces. And then crushed tomatoes, diced tomatoes, light red kidney beans, and then white kidney beans, as well as maple syrup and salt and pepper. Once you've added everything, you just give it a nice stir and then you let it simmer for a while. The recipe suggests 15 minutes, I think, and I usually do about a half hour to 45 minutes. On this next night, we made sweet tea chicken thighs, and to do that, you just bring some water to a boil as if you're just making regular sweet tea, and then you put your tea bags in the water, turn the heat off, and then cover it for 10 minutes to let the tea bags steep in the water. So after the 10 minutes, I stirred in lemonade, salt, a sweet onion, garlic, rosemary, and pepper. And I mixed that together and just let it cool completely, still on the stovetop and everything. And like I've said before, I will link the original recipe in the description box below, and that will have the exact measurements that you need for everything. So once the tea cooled, I added some chicken thighs to a Ziploc bag, and then I just added the tea mixture into that Ziploc bag. and then put it in the refrigerator for, I think it was like 10 hours or something. The recipe says you can do up to 24 hours, but I just did it that morning before dinner that night. So after the 10 hours or however long you decide to marinate your chicken in the refrigerator, then you just bake it or grill it or whatever you decide to do. I grilled ours on my Ninja indoor grill, and then we just paired that with butternut squash, corn, and cottage cheese. On this last night, I made garlic butter chicken with baby potatoes, and for this, I just put some chicken thighs in 2 separate baking dishes, and then salt and peppered each side, and then I put in potatoes. If you'll see, there's still just potatoes in one pan. I did the potatoes and butter in one, and then did the potatoes and butter in the next dish after this clip. But yeah, so you just put your potatoes in. I think those are the golden Dutch potatoes. And then you melt some butter and garlic and drizzle it over the top of the thighs and potatoes. Next, I just sprinkled some crushed red pepper on top of both, and then I also sprinkled some dried parsley on top of both as well. And then I put it in the oven for about 45 minutes at 400 degrees. After the 45 minutes, I sprinkled some mozzarella cheese as well as an Italian blend cheese on top, and then put it back in the oven for another 15 minutes. And we had cottage cheese to work through, so that's what we paired it with. And yeah, that is it for this week's What's for Dinner. As always, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you come back next week for another What's for Dinner.